Emma and Belinda, those are the two youngest. They are super good readers. They can read faster than I can. I was sitting behind Emma reading a book, and I got to the top of page 2, and she already turned the page on me. Like, how's that? How's like a little first or second grader reading faster than her mom? Well, I'm not like a super fast reader, but I do know how to read. So how does she learn how to read faster than I do? After 11 kids, I finally figured it out. By a lot of trial and error, and doing some things that worked and some things that worked better. But this was the one that worked best for our family. When they were about 6 months, 18 months old, somewhere in between there, I started them on the signing time videos. And even though they're not deaf, it's really good for children to learn a second language. It helps stimulate the language center of their brain. And so we don't do a lot of TV and stuff like that at our house. Just like on Friday nights, they can watch TV or movies or things like that. So during the week, signing times was like, hey, we get to watch something on the screen. And they loved them. They learned how to sign. They learned how to communicate when they were young. I knew what they were saying. They weren't frustrated speaking to me. And we started talking through sign language because they can do the signs much easier than they can do moving their mouth when they're little. It's just easier for them. And then when they were about 18 months-ish, 1 year, I mean, some of these things kind of overlap. I started them on the preschool prep videos. And I was trained in Spalding, and I really like that system. A little bit dry, but I really like the phonograms. And so I looked at all the different programs, or a lot of them, I shouldn't say all of them. I looked at a lot of different programs, and I really like the preschool prep because it's like they taught all the sounds of the letters, like a, ah, or things like that. And so I'm like, it most closely aligned with the way I thought children should be taught phonograms. So I just let them start watching these videos. And I think it's like $40 on Amazon for like 10 DVDs. And they probably have them downloaded by now, but this was like a while back, and I had them in DVDs. And so the little girls, they learned all their phonograms just by watching super fun videos. And then when they were about 2 years old, I got them Starfall membership, where they would be able to go and play little reading games and math games and stuff like that on Starfall. And they could explore the website, and they could do the same thing over and over and over and over again. That would kind of bore me, but it didn't bore them because they were learning. And they like to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. Read the same book over and over and over again. Sometimes moms like to do that, sometimes they don't. But Starfall, they could just do anything they wanted. It's an amazing program. Non-profit organization. I think it's like $35 a year, and then if you renew, it's like $30 a year. So super cheap. And they did that. By the time, before they were 3 years old, they were reading fluently. And I didn't have to do a lot because I am super busy. I've got 11 children. We run a business. We have a big garden, and a lot of landscaping that we need to take care of. I got a lot of things to do. And I have my own interests too that I pursue, because it's really important that mom's excited about learning and learning new things. So, like, I know they tell you you're supposed to sit down and read with your children every day. It's so long. Like, I'm just not very good at that, because I don't have that many hours in the day. So I would just sit down and read with them every so often. I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys are learning to read, and they're amazing readers. And look how easy it is for me. I just did signing times, preschool prep, and Starfall. And they are reading fluently before the age of 3. Now that's the time to teach children to read. Not when they're in kindergarten. It works okay when they're in kindergarten. I mean, that's when most of us learn to read. But like, I've noticed something different with these girls. Like I say, they can read faster than me. Even Belinda, just getting out of kindergarten, her 24-year-old sister says, Emily says, I think Belinda's reading faster than me. She just keeps turning those pages so fast. And she's laughing and she's giggling and she's comprehending the story. And it's because they learned to read when they were little, when their brain was wired to learn language. Yeah. Yep, super important, super beneficial. Like, I think because they learn to read when they're so little, and I didn't teach it to them for sure because I don't know it, but because they learned to read when they were so young, they turn into speed readers. I can't even go to the library and we only get 10 books at a time. Then we have to go and reserve them online and then go back and pick up our books. So I get like 10 books at a time. If we're running errands or something like that in town, like they have all their books read almost by the time we get home, and then we have to go back and get some more. Like they're super fast.